Everything you need is already inside of you. The world would not be what it is without you. When we begin to create change within us, we begin to create change in the world around us. Your journey to becoming your best self as the whole person starts right now.
Welcome to the podcast. I'm Lauren Sweeney, your host, the Become Your Best podcast and webinar series. Today, we're going to talk about change, a topic on everyone's mind in 2022, how we can be proactive and not reactive. We're going to be talking with our special guest, Carrie Gerbs, and she's going to go through as we make transitions. Maybe some of us are entering the workforce again or leaving it or starting our own business. Whatever the case may be, Terry is the woman to talk to us about it. And we're excited because she comes to us with a wealth of knowledge, now owning her own HR consulting firm. And we're going to be talking about all the ins and outs. She also has a master's in organizational development right up our field and leadership, and from the University of the Rockies, and a bachelor's in management from the University of Phoenix. She holds certifications from both HRCI and SHRM, and she's originally from Puerto Rico, and she's fully bilingual in Spanish. She's also worked in Florida, Georgia, New Jersey, Colorado, and friends, she loves animals. She also loves yoga and wine. Do you see why I invited her on the podcast today? Terry, we're excited. It's a little too early for wine. I did bring my espresso though.
As they say, it's happy hour somewhere.
It sure is. Well, we're so excited. And Terry, you and I met in person at an event almost half a year ago now. And I know we've connected offline as well. And so we're excited to have you on the podcast because you own your own firm now and you've worked for other people before and you've, lived in different areas as well. So the change has definitely been in your modus operandi, as they say. Talk to me about how you have made certain transitions, and for people listening or watching, what tools can we have to be proactive and not reactive?
I have to tell you that change is constant, right? It's my change dynamic comes from my mother. We used to move all over the place all the time, not because we were in the military, but because of necessity. So while my sister hates change, I am a proponent of it. I embrace change and always find the positive in change, right? Change always brings positive to your life. And in my experience, if I wouldn't have had those changes in my life and where life has taken me, I wouldn't be where I am today with the connections that I have, with the people that have helped me along the way, with the knowledge that I have gained because of my exposure to different situations. So for me, change is key in my life. I'm always doing something different. I can't stay still. I have to be involved in some project or some aspect or doing something for my business, marketing or building relationships or going to shows. So if you don't embrace change, I beg you to do so, or at least try it. It brings infinite opportunities to life.
I love that. And we have definitely seen that, especially in the last 2 years. There's
right.
a lot of change, a lot of things shifting, and it's also given us a lot of space to pause and look at what we really want.
You bet. These last 2 years have been dramatic for many, right? While some may have felt that they couldn't do anything because they had to stay at home, others thrived, right? And reinvented their lives like I did. That opportunity for me was incredible, from having to work at home with my ex-employer, right? To saying, you know what, I can do this on my own. There's no need for me to go to an office every day. I can help clients from my home, enjoy my pets, enjoy my life, and not have to be sitting in an office for 8 or 10 or 12 hours a day. That for me was an eye-opening experience, and I embrace it every day.
Let's talk about that transition because many people listening either have made it and are having maybe a hard time or thriving, or they're in it. They're stuck maybe in a corporate job, and we're not anti-corporate jobs, right? We don't want to
That's right.
think that, but we do want to use what you're saying as an example that if you're sitting there and you're thinking, could I, should I make a transition? What was that transition like for you?
Well, I have had entrepreneur experiences in the past. I used to own a bathtub refinishing business, which I did myself, and that
Wow.
was a game changer for me. I made a lot of money and was able to pay my bills. I had a portable air conditioning shipping business on one of these website eBay years and years ago. So we needed to survive. When you're in Puerto Rico, you have to find ways to do things to survive, right? And find niches, not only in Puerto Rico but anywhere. Um, and having that experience, having had that experience in the past, helped me make the decision that I needed to make to move forward, right? Because I knew how to do a lot of things, budgets, how about the money? Can I live with the money that I have in the bank? How long can I live with it, right? Do I have the right connections? Do I have the right knowledge? Etc. So for me, it was about making the decision and saying, you know what, if others can do this, I can do this. There's plenty of fish in the sea. And it doesn't have to be local clients. It could be clients. Nowadays, we're so fortunate to have the internet and so many freelancer sites that if you go on a freelancer site and just try it on the side and see how it works, or look at your opportunities out there, right? Build relationships, go on LinkedIn, find your tribe, do this, do that, become a part of organizations. I am part of some cannabis organizations. I'm part of the Latino Professionals Junior Board. I do a lot of other things on the side, right, to make an impact, and to build relationships. So those are the things that propel you to take the next step. You're never going to be or feel like you are 100%. You're always going to feel like there's something going to go wrong, and embrace those feelings. Because I was just telling my partner the other day, remember when in April or March or May last year, I was crying saying, oh my God, am I going to be able to do this? And now I see a light at the end of the tunnel. It takes time. So go with the ride, do what you need to do, but we're all capable of this for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I didn't know you had such a diverse background of jobs. I mean, Terry, you're really resilient and resourceful, refinishing a bathtub.
Yes,
Wow, really pretty amazing. And then now you're in the HR space and support people with all of their legal issues and compliance and all the things that they need. I think that it speaks to your tenacity, and probably you gained that from all of that experience that you had before you were in the last corporate job.
for sure. While I was working at a big corporate organization, I had already had my degree, my management degree. But in the HR field at my age, I started late. I didn't go straight to college and finish and get my degree. No, I had my child first and then got married and then went to university because I knew that nobody could take that away from me. My degree was mine. And when I was at this corporate organization, a wonderful organization in Colorado, I was looking at job postings everywhere, right? And I'm saying, oh wow, for this position, I need a preferred master's degree and a preferred SHRM certification, and this and that and the other. And I said, if I want to compete with the younger generation, I have to go out and be at par with everybody else. And I did. I went and I got my master's while I was working, while I came to California with my transition. So, there is no excuse, and nothing has to stop you, right? Not the children, not the husband, not the work transitions. If you are motivated and know where you want to go and set your goals, you're able to achieve anything for sure.
Wow. Just incredible. I love that you decided I'm going to do it. Doesn't matter that perhaps I'm older than a lot of people getting their bachelor's degree and then their master's degree and then their SHRM certificate. Those of you listening, if you're in the HR space, the SHRM certificate is the Society for Human Resource Management, an international organization that our courses are certified with as well here at Rise Up For You. And, it's a neat, did you worry about, maybe I'll feel like an imposter? Did you struggle with confidence at all going back and sort of starting a second career later in life? You're laughing.
Well, not while I was in my HR career as such, but when I started my business, we start with the minimal, right? Oh, if I charge $5 for this service now, at least I'll have $5 to put towards my bills. Just going with what you need. Oh, do I have the right knowledge? Oh, is this client going to see me as the right person, right? And that imposter syndrome, I can tell you, last year I was at a retreat with about 35 women, and there was 90% of the women there felt they were imposters. And I was just thinking the other day that if I'm invited, or if I go this year back to that retreat, if it happens, I can tell you I am no longer feeling the imposter syndrome, because I know and I am confident of the quality and work that I do for my clients.
Hmm.
And I have the knowledge. And if I don't know it, I will find it, because everything is out there for us to find.
Yes, I love that. I even, it's neat to just see your own growth. That yes, last year I did kind of feel like an imposter. If I go back again, though, look at how much I've grown, and that
Yes.
acknowledgement and that compassion for ourselves and then
Yes.
for others. We find that as well when we survey working professionals, both genders, although it does stereotypically fall on the female gender, that 85% of working professionals, not even college students, or let's say younger college students or anything like that, or teenagers. No, we're talking working professionals struggle with confidence, imposter syndrome, taking risks, setting good boundaries, having clarity, all relates back to that confidence factor that is workable. We can rebuild our core confidence. And I love that you sound very open. Do you feel that way? Like, well, yes, I was nervous. Now I'm not. Okay. I've done hard things before.
I am very confident. I know that if I don't know it, I can find it. And being truthful with your clients, for example, saying, you know what, I don't know that, but
Yeah.
I'm going to find that information and I'm going to relay it back to you, right? Because
Yeah.
we can't know everything. There's so much in our world, in our HR world, that we don't know, but we are resourceful enough to be able to find that guidance and provide it to the
Mm,
client so that they feel at ease, right? And not only that, but we're learning and learning and learning every day. So
mm,
it's fantastic. I love my profession, and I always dreamed of being an HR professional, and I can tell you that at my age, I'm not that old, I'm my age, I feel like I finally have achieved my goal in life of being the person and the professional that I wanted to be.
mm. Really amazing. Really
Yes.
great. So let's talk a little bit about how do you balance? You're an entrepreneur now, full blown, have your own business, and then you love to do yoga. You have children, you have a significant other, you have animals, how do you find that kind of balance?
You have to set boundaries in your life, right? So I have my office and I come in here very early. And I do as much as I can the first few hours of the day. So when I'm more relaxed and I don't have a lot of calls to make or meetings, right? The first 7 to 9 o'clock. And I take care of my girls and I take care of my household. I go and I run errands. And I have a stop. I have a stop. If I start at 7 a.m., I at 4 p.m., I'm so exhausted of being here that I need to take a break, right? So I feed my animals and I do what I need to do, make sure that when my partner gets home, I'm available and we have a nice conversation. But if I feel that I've left something behind, right, I can always come back into the office a little later, say, honey, I have to work a little bit more. And I engage in my business and I conclude what I had to do during the day. So that's what I love working from home. It gives you the liberty of doing what you need to do and balancing it with the requirements that you have and the the compromises you have with your clients, right? Meeting deadlines, etc.
Yeah. And I love that you have that hard boundary. I talk with a lot of entrepreneurs, and it's hard because your business feels like your life. It feels like who you are, even though it's not true. And you're working at home. And a lot of people working in a corporate environment that work at home now also find that we coach. A lot of them will say, Lauren, that line is so blurred, right? My office is right there in
Mhm.
my kid's bedroom or at the kitchen table. And so setting that boundary again goes back to confidence and knowing, okay, this is my boundary. And sometimes I found if we put accountability on the boundary, that will help. Like, let's schedule a date night. Let's at 4 or 5 o'clock. Let's schedule a workout at 5 o'clock. Like, whatever I can do, that'll help my boundary too, so that I know, okay, I worked, I'm done. Or knowing the most important things I had to get done that day, let me get in, let me not waste time, let me do them, and then let me stop.
That's right. That's right. And there's no reason why life should change because you have so much responsibility, right? As long as you're committed and you do what you can to take care of yourself because that is vital. You have to have time for yourself and have that time for the family. That's the key, right? To understand the limits and what you can put out in a day. I mean, I can't work 10-hour days. Sitting here all day, it's quite impossible. I have to take a break. I have to remove myself and come back refreshed. And whatever that means, it could be doing laundry or making lunch, right? I have to take a break from the daily for sure.
Oh, fantastic, Terry. Well, if people want to find you or find out more about your firm, your HR firm, they can go to it's on the screen if you're watching. And if you're listening, it is f3hr.net. And what will they find there, Terry?
They will find information about my consulting business and the services we provide to our clients. Also, testimonials as to the work that we have done, and next steps. If you need any contact, or if you need to contact us, you can send us an email, and we would be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. But I'm so proud of my website. It was redone not long ago, and I hope everybody enjoys the same as much as I do.
Oh, I love that. Well, Terry, we love to ask kind of a closing question, and that is, what does Rise Up for You mean to you?
Rise up for you means to me that you are capable of doing anything that you want and can in your life. That is what it means to me.
Mm, absolutely. And you're a living example of that. Of
I hope I can, I hope I can be for sure. We don't see ourselves like others see us, so I thank you for that compliment.
Mm, absolutely, Terry. Well, thank you for being on the podcast today and for the great work that you're doing and continuing to do.
Thank you so much for having me. I bid you a fantastic day.
Oh, you as well. Oh, what a resilient, incredible woman. All the variety of her background too. Just incredible. I hope that it inspired you, even if you're in a transition or going into a transition, or just to remind you that you're not alone. If you're feeling some of those nerves, the confidence that you can persevere and move forward. Well, here at Rise It For You, did you know that we have power coaching? You can work with us for as little as $149 a month on your confidence, your leadership, your entrepreneurship. You can text us the word power to 949-416-0671 or go to our website and check out right there under coaching. I'm Lauren Sweeney, and it's been my pleasure and honor to be your host of the Rise Up For You podcast.